Welcome everyone to this little guide in which we're going to cover 5 tips and tricks for getting into speedrunning. It's been a while since we haven't done one of these, huh? If you've been watching the Speedrunner Technique series, Tomato Enus explains speedruns, or perhaps Tyron18 performing magic on screen in Super Mario Odyssey, maybe you have considered that this might be the arbitrary hobby that you want to pursue. And to get a good start with that, here I offer you some basic tips that I think will be handy. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. This first one is rather obvious, but it is true that once you have chosen a game that you wish to speedrun, it makes an absolute difference to check out the current guides published on YouTube or speedrun.com. As an example, I learned Super Mario Odyssey on an old guide with an old route, and it wasn't until a couple of weeks later that I learned at speedrun.com that the current best guide possible that I could watch was Tom Shee's one. So yeah, I just tried Tom Shee's route and I just shaved off like 5 minutes from it. Yeah, I also had other sloppy sections, but the point is that it would be great to get involved with the community and checking out guides and what's the general consensus before jumping right into the game. And speaking about that, practice mods are widely available on the most popular games, and they are a lifesaver for beginners and professionals alike. I know that setting up mods in some games is a pain in the ass and dumb, but it is also worth the effort, so make sure to have a practice mod to train specific portions of the game, new tech you want to try out, an overall experiment with the category you want to run. A little bit of a disclaimer, practice mods in consoles that are not PC could carry on other issues that I do not know of, so be extra careful with those ones, okay? Make sure that you know what you are doing, basically. So, imagine you did your first run and you completed it. Well, first of all, congratulations. But obviously you might think that you can improve that time, and with that you jump on YouTube and you check out for the hardest, most incredible, mind-blowing skip you might find, right? Well, wrong. It is better for beginners and intermediate runners to improve their routing overall than learning difficult tricks. When you begin speedrunning a game, the majority of time losses are centered around the way in which you move through the game and the routing. So it's much more efficient to focus on that rather than learning the one frame perfect impossible skip. Well, I mean, I know that learning cool tricks is really cool and lets you show off, but they shouldn't be your main focus. You should be considering improving the overall pace and the movement and the flow of it, and basically just trying to get better and better at the game. And while we are at it, this is perhaps the most important tip we'll give you on this video. I know it is tempting, I know you want to get those personal bests, but do not early reset. Early resets are a bad habit that a lot of players have, and the main reason most speedrunners are against it is that it doesn't let you improve naturally your routing, it traps your mindset into the early game, and it keeps you from practicing the late game under stressful on-pace circumstances. So again, we really encourage you to not early reset, even if it's really tempting. Personal best will come eventually, so don't worry. And finally, the last tip we wanted to give you is to get involved and keep checking the community. Every now and then new strats are discovered, new routes, new skips, or little nuances that can really improve your game. Sometimes they are really dumb and easy to do, like changing the language of the game to simplify Chinese because text boxes are faster, or running it in a specific version to do a certain glitch. The community is in a constant search of new and faster ways to beat the game, and so it would be great to get into the conversation. And those would be my 5 tips for beginners that want to get into speedrun or want to improve their game. Videos like this usually end with the most important tip is to have fun, guys. But I already assume that you are doing this for fun. So I'll say this instead. Speedrunning can be a wonderful thing, but it can also become an obsessive time-draining hobby. Be realistic about the times you will get, be responsible on the hours you spend grinding, and overall, try to settle for a time you are satisfied with, and if eventually it is not fun anymore, then why bother? It is important to keep a good balance in your life, and I know games are fun and everything, but I turned 25 this year, and I'm probably giving the old man speech here, but please do not become obsessed with speedrunning. That's perhaps the most important tip I'll give you, and at the same time the hardest one to implement. But yeah, wanted to say that. And so with that, thank you so much for watching. I conceived this video as sort of a little bite before the second season of the Speedrunner technique premieres, so I hope it was useful and entertaining. Until we meet again,